Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Not long enough. It never is, man. Never is.
You mean you want your weeks to be longer?
Hell yeah. Then I can get more shit done. So you gotta remember, man. I mean, for you, everybody looks forward to Friday, not me. Friday means you gotta go to the other job. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You're right. That's a fact, man.
So while you people are rushing for the weekend, I'm hoping the weekend doesn't come because I got more time to do other shit. You know?
Well, I mean, I think you definitely preach it to the choir here, at least on this call here, because Jonathan and I actually on the weekend we have a pet toy company that we pretty much do majority on the weekends, and so basically during the week is just the day-to-day job, doing SneakyHead on the evenings, and then on the weekends is getting this product out into the pet stores in the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy too. Jonathan, how's that going too? I don't know. Chris know a little bit about it, but maybe you can update on that because that is something that affects us for sure.
Well, I mean, we just finished signing the papers.
What papers?
Well, the certificate of formation papers and the non-disclosure agreements.
Mhm.
That's done with, and then we're just filing those in.
How fast can we have a bank account set up?
Like pretty quickly. I have that form, but we have to send that in too.
Okay, well, that form, does that go to Delaware or does that go to the bank?
I think that goes to Delaware.
What form is it?
Uh, where is it? I have it over here. LLC resolution to open a bank account form.
Nah, you don't need any of that crap. You need the resolution. You don't. So you basically just to open the accounts up. All you need is just the original LLC paperwork when you open the account. I mean, I'm sorry, when you establish the account. That's all you need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need a separate document.
Oh, so
Or at
we get
least the
all
bank
that.
shouldn't request it. They shouldn't be asking you for that.
Awesome, that's what I thought. So all that paperwork we got back from Delaware is all with our reference number and all of that. That's all we need.
Yeah, you need the certificate of formation. You need the wait, it's an LLC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if it's an LLC, you need the articles of formation, and you need the SS9 or the SS4. That's it. No, stop. Don't do that. And the SS4. That's it.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into this because I'm starving. So I got a
Right,
jam.
no
So
doubt.
we got a busy Saturday coming up. So where are we with like requests? I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of stuff getting thrown out. But just like anything else, I'm assuming everybody and their grandmother's going to start popping up on Friday. So I mean, are we good with that, or do we want to kind of figure something like a better system out?
Well, here's what we do know. We can all we can do is adjust to who. First of all, is who's got the kicks. We got big. Let's see here. Robert found out that they weren't going to be releasing on Adidas, then immediately went and started. To be honest, that guy's been fucking killing it the past week. There's this European site I've never heard of in my life called Sense SSENSE. You heard of it, Chris?
SSEN? No.
SSENSE.
No.
Interesting. Nice. He did all of this stuff. The what was the last commit that he did? I get the URL real quick here. The endpoint that is for is what's that for? Where's the URL for that guy? Where is it? Which one is it? Yeah, it's like a SSENSE.com or something like that. And that's apparently Adidas is going. I mean, the Yeezy is going to be dropping there and on Y3. Now he was a little bit hesitant about doing something for Y3. I don't know why. Maybe they have some like I don't know different system or something like that. But the best part is we only got 2 requests coming in for him, so that's pretty good. For at least
Yeah,
internally,
which
25.
like I know that's gonna grow by
Chris is like
Friday.
it's
That's gonna change.
Wednesday, bro. It's
Yeah.
Wednesday, man.
Yeah. I
Nice.
mean, Robert Robert was he was hitting me up to get like some French bank cards, like the rechargeable ones. Just for that. So I'll see what's up with that.
Why? Because you have to purchase with a European card?
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's like I think he might have needed some European addresses and some
I
European
see.
cards, yeah, just to help out.
Okay, I see. Well, yeah, definitely link up with him and get on that. From a top level too. Let's just try. I guess we can keep it top level for the time being. We got Ivan's coming into town tomorrow. He'll be in town all weekend. We got an event at Johnny Cupcakes. There's going to be a bunch of like about 8 or 10 different other sneaker bloggers and YouTube cats and stuff like that. So we're going to link up with him this weekend. Chris, you might see Ivan and I over at your spot this weekend because he'll probably be here till the weekend if I'm not mistaken. Ivan's the one that runs Sneaker Shouts.
All right, now I probably won't be there Saturday because I got to go to a wedding. I got to go to a wedding in Philly. Friday night I'll definitely be there. Saturday I probably will not because I don't think I'm coming back because the wedding's over at like 10, so I'm like shooting all the way back up here. I probably will take the night off. I would definitely love to meet him. I mean, I'm now following Sneaker Shouts, and I think he's probably plugged in to a whole bunch of different shit that Nike's going on. Like me and him could probably have a really good conversation. Like I would
absolutely. And on top of that, between you and I on the low, we got a Saucony release coming out with Sneaker Shouts.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a Saucony release coming out with Sneaker Shouts. How crazy is that?
Didn't Ivan say like you could get us like some free kicks from Saucony?
Well, I mean, could, but what's more important to me than free kicks is getting a Sneaker Shout sneaker on the shelf. To be honest with you, I mean, I can get Saucony sneakers, but that's a milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely love to meet him. So I mean, if we can't, Friday. If you guys are definitely gonna hang out Saturday, then I may make the.
No, Friday, bro. Friday's more better.
All right, so yeah, Friday. So Friday, Friday's actually been pretty slow anyway. So I'll have time to really like just chill. I'll get a bottle for you guys. We'll sit down, and I can probably politic.
Oh, y'all getting bottles now, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Jonathan,
you
shoot the shit for a little bit.
Excellent. And Jonathan, you're gonna be in town in a few weeks, right?
I'm gonna be in LA.
In town, meaning the country.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in LA on Monday.
Oh, this upcoming Monday?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yes, real quick, bro.
That's what's good, man. Jonathan might need you to, when you come over to New York, so it's something that we're kind of thinking about, but with Anil's a new guy who joined the group. He runs Neo, and might want to tickle it a little bit, but I think that we're ready, and probably the start of the year in January, we're going to do we might do a residency program with Neo. So a residency program, Neo is a consulting company, Chris. That's where we be doing most of our work from, and they run probably 10 projects, and we touch 5 of them. And honestly speaking, they're a big source of income and what's feeding the devs and putting food on our table. And so they have this residency program where startup companies, they give them desk space, they give them office space and all of that. And I think in the future, within about 2017, they want to start being able to incubate projects while getting maybe a chunk of the project or something like that. But for now, they're trying to figure out how to do it.
Nice.
So one of the projects we're working on, they're actually done at the end of this year. And I was thinking about taking over their space, and Zach would be the person that would be there pretty much Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and just really making sure that the cadence for marketing and all of the things that we're doing with SneakyHead kind of goes aligned, because now we're to the point where we have so many people that we really need to start focusing in on like we can do multiple things. We have enough fucking people, that's for sure. But we got to make sure that everybody stays focused on what they're doing, because the minute that you start thinking about what somebody else is doing, then that's where the confusion comes from. We dodged that bullet a while ago when Chris picked up on that a couple of months ago, because people get confused real fast.
Well, speaking of that, let's tighten this thing up right now. Where are we on the logo?
That's a great question, Jonathan. Do you have anything on that? And if not, then I say we pick a fucking logo and then pick another one next week and another one the following week. But we got to either piss or get off the pot.
I mean, I think we had decided on a vote which one we like best, but at this point, I don't think we have a logo yet. So
Jesus Christ, man! It's been been too many weeks.
Jonathan, make it fucking happen. If you got to make a damn decision by flipping a coin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right. Well, I'll just throw it out in the logo channel.
Because what you don't want is people who worked on the logo to lose interest.
Oh, no, you don't want us kind of losing the whole purpose of the logo to begin with. See, the longer we kind of keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, we kind of forget what we were doing, what we like about this, like it's just getting muddy. Like it's getting very muddy right now, and you got a lot of people that are losing interest. So we got to put some energy back behind the logo. Like we need to have a logo. I say this every goddamn week. Every week we need a logo. Where's the logo? We got to get the logo.
Exactly. So Jonathan, let's have that done by Friday. Period.
All right.
Right? It doesn't even matter if somebody doesn't like the logo. It's just, well, should have voiced a little harder, and then we can make another logo for the following week. Because with Sensible, they changed the logo 5 times, but they did pick one every single time they changed it.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, I mean, I don't want to be negative here and just keep kind of bashing shit. You know, I'm trying to be positive and find logos as opposed to finding a reason not to like the ones that we have. But at this point, to your point, we're gonna have to shit to get off the pot. So that's it. So let's just pick one and keep moving.
Awesome. So Friday, Chris, that'll be satisfied, and then we can say to Chris, "Hey, logo's picked," and all of that stuff, and move on from there.
Done.
All right, boom, good.
And then we move on to the website, which is gonna be a pain in the ass. The layout of the website, the flow of it, like that's gonna if it's gonna take us this long to do a logo, forget about it. The website's gonna take us forever.
So here's why, Chris, is that what I've noticed is that with the founders that we have, we're all great at ideas and thinking and all of that, but we all have lives too. But there's more of us that aren't founders that are even working on projects and since I believe that they get paid to do things, they fucking knock out things immediately. I sit there, I'm like, it takes the founders 3 weeks to pick out a logo, but it takes a dev team 1 week to do 2 websites.
Yeah.
For other people.
I feel that. And again, you're 100% right. I mean, we all have jobs and we got other shit that we're doing. I got it. But, like, we got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to just kind of, listen, I think once we have a product that we can see, we can touch, and we can feel, I think the whole SneakyHead thing is going to become a lot more realer. To your point, the dev team is actually out there doing stuff. So they're building stuff. So it's different. Right now, for some of the founders, like myself included, we don't really have a product that we can see, we can touch, we can market. Like, we don't have anything. It's all conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm pushing so hard to get this goddamn website up and running. But we can't do that with a logo. So, once we got something that we can feel, we can touch, I think the founders will probably get a little bit more ingrained into what we're trying to do and kind of push it a lot harder. But right now, we just don't have a product that we can touch. We don't have anything that we can sell.
So instead of like, I think what we're having is a little bit of Timothy Ferriss in a 4-hour work week. He says it's paralysis from overanalysis. So it's like if you overthink something, then nothing winds up moving. It's better to just do stuff and then correct course along the way.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Awesome. Okay, so that takes care of that. I think that takes care of what's on the horizon for the website. Definitely want to have that website coming up for the start of the year. So actually, that'll be real good in that regard. Who do we bring on this week? We brought on Anil. I think that'll be a good look for the team as well. We brought on Gabby last week. She's been doing pretty well on Kitten's Play. And let's see here. As far as like with the PR and all of that, we got. You heard of Mashable before, Chris?
Who?
There's this company called Mashable. What they are is think of them like the. I don't know, what's a blog that's in the rap industry? Like, I think of them like the Complex for the technology space.
Oh, okay.
So with Facebook, but like on the level of times 50, because I think they have over 100 million viewers. And they wanted they love the idea and what we're doing. The fucking funniest thing is they said the best part they love about what we're doing is that when they go to the website, it's a blank page. They actually said they love that because I showed them what we do in Slack, and what they've been trying to crack is, can businesses be started just over Slack?
Wait a minute.
And so
we have a website?
No, we have the domain. They go to SneakyHead.com and it's a blank page. I put a white page up there a couple months ago, just all white.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's what I did that immediately. I was like, if anything, we're gonna buy our name so nobody else has it, but nothing has to go up there as long as we got our name.
I'm checking it out right now.
It's just a blank page. You're not going to see anything on there. But then when I took them into the Slack channel, they were like, you guys are moving and shaking in here. This is amazing that you got this community growing here. They wanted to do an expose on us immediately, talking about how we help power the technology behind a lot of the major influencers in the sneaker community. And I said, no, not just yet. How about we'll keep that wild card of that expose you guys want to do on us, and we rather pick your brains as far as like helping us grow, and then maybe launch up or link out with them and have them put something out in the beginning of the year. What do you think of that?
No, it makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Because the big key is that we got them in the pocket. That's the main thing. We got them in the pocket on speed dial.
No, that definitely makes sense. One other thing before I jam, because I'm absolutely starving.
Yeah, no doubt.
We probably need to send some kind of request out. So just like I said, I mean, Saturday, I don't think we're focused enough on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a big day, man. So Jonathan or whoever, one of us should probably throw some kind of request out to the request channel. We got to put some kind of process in place for how we're going to handle these things going forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have a request in by Friday morning at 8, Thursday morning at 9, whatever the hell it is, just so we're not running around like idiots on a Friday because people are requesting sneakers up to 12 o'clock thinking they're going to get it. Like, we got to have somewhat of a process when we start
So
talking
let's say midnight of that day. So like midnight Saturday, if you're requesting it and you can't get that shoe that day.
Yeah, whatever it is, because I can guarantee you my phone's going to blow up. A bunch of people's shit is going to start blowing up in the next 24 hours. Yo, can you get the Yeezys? Yo, who's got Yeezys? Yo, where should I go for Yeezys? Yo, like I just know it's coming.
And that's what Ivan said, too, with Sneaker Shouts. He said he's starting to get the texts that say, hey, man, long time no speak.
Yeah. Everybody's your fucking best friend 24 hours before some shit that they want comes out. You know, hey, I haven't talked to you in like 5 years. Yo, you know anybody that got Yeezys? Like, all right, here we go. So I already see that shit coming. So
okay, so we got laid out what we want to do between now and this upcoming week. And Chris, if you, as far as like that thing with meeting up with Ivan and going to Johnny Cupcakes and all that stuff, is there anything that we want to make sure that we do while we're there, or just I mean, I'm just happy Ivan's going to be in town and we get to link up with him and all of that, because we've helped Sneaker Shouts out a ton, and I just want to see how we can continue helping him out, because at some point we're going to be making, because his sales have increased by fucking with us. His sales have increased, I think, by like 10 or 12%. And if that's the case, then we can really start talking about how we can start doing some sort of profit sharing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know enough about his business or kind of like what he does. All I know is what I see. So I just know like the tweets and stuff like that. But I don't know enough about his business, which is why I would love to talk to him. So, you know, I'll know more if you guys come by Friday, and I can just shoot the shit with him for an hour, 2 hours, and I can really kind of understand like what he does. I'm sure I'll have a ton more suggestions that we could do, a lot more stuff that we can ask of him. It's just right now I only know what I see. I just know the tweets. That's it.
That's true.
I don't know
That's what's up. That's perfect. So then make sure that we're prepared for Saturday. Link up with Sneaker Shouts this week coming up. Have our logo taken care of, and I think, Jonathan, you got the information as far as what to do with the bank and all of that. So I think that's all we really need to cover, to be honest with you.
Hey, I got a question. So in Slack, is there a way in Slack to kind of figure out who's in what? You know what I'm saying? Like how many people are in general right now?
In general, 20. I think 24, 25.
Do we even know who the hell these 25 people are?
Yeah, there's a list. If you go over, so do you use the mobile? You use the mobile almost, right?
Yeah, I use mobile.
Awesome. Also, Kenya's on. That's what's up. Hold on for a second. If you go over to mobile, and then if you go to direct messages, when you say, oh right, they don't get. That's interesting. They don't give team directory. They don't give a full count though. They give a listing of everybody, but they don't give you a count of how many people's on a mobile device. Huh. No wonder you can't figure out how many people are there. They don't give any numbers.
Yeah,
and on the website they do.
and see like how many of these people are active, like how many of these people are just in here to be in. Like I don't know who the hell these people are. Like I'm just like there's some people that comment all the time, and I'm not just saying just general. Just I mean just just trying to like better utilize Slack for myself.
Yeah.
It would be so helpful. Like we introduce somebody new. Hey, this is such and such, such and such, and then we never hear from them again. So then I'm like, all right, well, why were they here? Like, why were they here? Like, why are we bringing them in? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it would be so helpful to kind of know who's who. I never knew about this thing. This is actually pretty cool. This, what is this? Direct message?
Yeah.
You can see the individual people?
Yep, all that stuff.
Okay. All right, very cool. I guess I need to put like a picture or something up here. Oh, you guys got pictures and shit.
I told you to put the avatar up like months ago.
Yeah, you guys got pictures and shit. I guess I got to put something on here.
Yeah, that's that's a good thing, Jonathan. So what's our onboarding process? How do we when we get somebody on? I guess we bring them on because number one, obviously they have some interest in shoes, but I guess there's two types of people. There's people that come on that actually can help out on projects. Really, that should be everybody. But so like Gabby, like she's not necessarily the biggest sneakerhead in the world, but she definitely helps out a ton on one of the projects that we work on. Because the thing is, Chris, is that there's, as far as the channels and the private rooms, there's probably like 15, 20 rooms and channels that you aren't even a part of because you don't even you talk about being confused. You don't even need to be a part of those rooms. Like for every project we work on, there's a different room for each project, and I'd say you're probably seeing about 15% of the total conversations that's really going on in Slack. So you can just imagine what Jonathan has to even deal with and stuff like that. So then there's the people who come on that they just might want a shoe or like a shoe, and that's like Anil. So, but Anil's a good person to have inside of the group because he runs pretty much the entire organization that's been paying a lot of our bills. You know what I mean? Like, so he's providing Lizzie with a new computer. He's providing Neil's providing Sakenya with a new computer, and they're supplying us with jobs to work on and stuff like that. So it's definitely good, and he likes dope kicks. So that's definitely a person to have in. But can he work on a project with SneakyHead? Not right now. He's just really in there just to be a part of the community and provide information.
Okay. All right.
Make sense?
I got it.
What I think everybody should do, though, is that like when we onboard people, and it might not be for the people who are already on, but when we onboard people, Jonathan, so like what's our cadence? Like I think we're starting to get a little cadence, like as far as like what shoe you like or don't like, who you are, what you're going to be doing in there, and it could be as simple as I'm just here to talk about shoes, or I'm here to work on this project or something like that. So Jonathan, what do you think? Because you're the one that really onboards people.
I mean, I say we do it every 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, it's not about the cadence of what we're doing. That's not what we're asking. The question is who are these people and what are they doing in here? So I'm looking at a profile right now. I'll click on Chris's profile. Chris has a profile where he's got his image up. I can see who he is. What else does it say here? He says, I conceive, design, and manage digital product by day and hunt for art at night. Favorite kicks, Jordan 5. He's got his email address up there, his phone number, what time zone he's in, all of that. So he's pretty thorough about doing his profile. And if Chris was to go and say, who the hell's Chris, then he can actually get some insight as far as what that person is there doing there. Does that make sense, Chris?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, when I onboard people, for the most part, I have them write out a little bit something about themselves in their profile, and yeah, like what's their favorite shoe, what's their least favorite shoe, yada yada yada.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, Chris, is there any questions you think that we should have them be answering when somebody new comes on so we can solidify who they are moving forward? I mean,
I guess we could just put something like maybe in their bio or wherever they would put the information, like what they want to bring to the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because I mean, it would be great to be very specific, especially like, all right. So the way that I kind of look at this and the way that I envision this thing. So you figure we got 25 people, 30 people, maybe we have 50 people, maybe we have 100 people in general, right? But we have a pool of people that we can kind of touch and kind of meld their minds and run things by them. So it would be awesome if I got 3 guys in there that are strictly Air Force One heads. You know, we only wear Air Force Ones. I don't wear Jordans. I don't give a shit about Jordans. I'm strictly an Air Force One guy. So let's just say, like, tomorrow the Air Force One wheats come out. The wheats drop tomorrow. It would be great to be able to kind of utilize that, you know what I'm saying, and talk specifically to those 3 guys and be like, yo, do you know the wheats come out tomorrow? Like, are these even on your radar? Do you even give a shit about these? Because as much as I like sneakers, I don't like specific stuff. It would be great for somebody very specific to be like, yo, them shits are whack as hell. If you're an Air Force One purist, you're going to hate those. Like, that's great feedback for me. And that could be great feedback for us. But when we have all these people in there, I have no idea if I wanted to single out a question. So the way that I do it is I just throw the question to everybody. I just do channel. I do everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't know who the hell's, I don't know who's who. I don't know who's really into sneakers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea. So it would be great to be able to kind of single people out or.
Oh, snap.
Huh?
Yo, Chris, check this out, man. I'm gonna put it in the founders channel real quick. I know you got to run out and grab something to eat, but Slack just see. This is why I know we're on the cutting edge of technology, man. Slack just added this feature in, so be careful what you ask for, Chris. You might get it. So take about 30 seconds and look over that link I just put in the founders room, Chris. I think you're gonna like it.
You have the facts as of this moment. We all know Baylor played Oklahoma this weekend. Baylor played TCU and Oklahoma State. So all of this is going to change. I believe it is. I don't think the Iowa on the table. I think that maybe somewhere with that. It's later in the year against Nebraska.
Ah, very nice.
Or anyone on the other side.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
So, Jonathan, that link that I sent you there's another link too that talks about private group conversations. So it could really just literally be Air Force One. Because I think what I hear Chris saying is like I'd like to send a message to like hashtag Air Force One, and anybody who's associated with that or that @ sign or whatever, that they get a message. It's not like I'm directly sending them a message. I just know who's part of what groups or what there might be a hashtag Yeezys, but then you actually get a message if you're part of that Yeezy tag or that Yeezy group. So maybe that's not the way to use it, but Jonathan, can you please figure that one out?
Okay.
Yeah, because that would be awesome. Because again, I mean, we're in the business of selling information, and we've got a pool of people that we can pull information from. So we have our test buddies. You know what I'm saying? So it would be great to be able to single them out, especially even the females. You know, I mean, we got a couple girls in there that like sneakers. What kind of sneakers do they like? It'd be great for them to include that in bios so that when we do approach a Nike or whoever, we can say, well, we've got a test mark, we've got this test group or we've got that test group that we can reach out to and get information from.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, I really like that, Chris. That's good stuff, too. And one of the best thing that I heard you say on this call, too, is and that means you totally get it. Whenever people are like, well, what are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing here. I'm like, from an 80,000-foot view, we are sellers of information. Like, that's what we do. We have access to information, and we provide that to people and if that's valuable, then we can sell that information or not. But that's really what we do. We're not selling fucking shoes. I think if people could get out of their head that we're not a shoe seller, ain't no Al Bundy over here. Like it's more about information as the product than the shoes. The shoes is a byproduct.
Yeah, again, I mean, I think I think that's the way to go. And just like I said, I mean, I just see it going that way just because every other day, I mean, we're always introducing people. So we went from having maybe 4 people in general to now we're up to 25. And I got a feeling by the end of the year we'll be up to 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever.
Right.
So
you're right.
Let's tighten up how we're utilizing who goes in where, what kind of information they have, and how we can access that information. So we don't want to lose control of our own product.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like we have to be able to control our surroundings. So we got to figure out how we do that.
That is very true. You're right about that. Because I mean, to be honest with you, Robert's done more development on the product side of things than I have in the past week of my life. And it's like we really want to make sure that it's nothing wrong with people being self-starters, but at least point them in the direction they need to start digging in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, boys. I got to eat, man. I'm dying.
Awesome.
So,
Chris, I have one thing for you to think of before you get off the horn. I'm going to ask you, and then we'll finish up after you get off. There's this guy Josh, the guy who's the CEO of one of the founders of Neo. He was we have a lunch and learn every Friday, and he said this. He said when companies are starting off or all together, he said companies that have values, any values, are higher performant than companies that do not! Exclamation point. So we don't have to answer now, and I get it. We can have a mission statement or whatever it is, but what are our values if you had to pick just one? And I want you to think about it. I mean, it really. So mine is I don't fuck with mass reselling. Like that. That's one of my values. But then you might turn it to a positive and say, okay, well, you told me what you don't fuck with. What do you fuck with? And then that's a value. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, it makes total sense. I mean, again, we just said what our value is. Our value is information. That's our value. That's what makes us valuable.
Uh-huh.
And eventually, it'll be networking that will make us valuable. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't there yet.
Well, I think that's value. Well, I guess what we're talking about here is values, plural. So, like, for instance, a value that might happen in the Brown household is nobody gets wet off of alcohol under the age of 21, 18, or something like that.
I got you. Oh, okay. I have to think about that one.
Yeah, so marinate on that, my man. Marinate. We'll talk about that on Friday.
All right, I'm jamming. All right, boys.
All right, thanks for your time. Later. Hey, so Kenya,
right,
you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, awesome. So what's good? What's good, so Kenya? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just trying to catch up on everything.
Excellent. So, what's been new with you the past week or so? How's the family?
Oh, everything's doing good, man. Like, just had a few things for work. Just did a few college tours. Zion just got his report card. You know, just regular family stuff. Chilling.
How I do? You did good?
Oh yeah, he got all A's and he got B in math.
Nice. That's what's up, man.
Man,
that's really what's up. Yeah, shout out to him, man. That's what's really good. So so let's see here. As far as what does Sakaya care about? We got Jonathan coming up here in the next. I want to do it within the next couple of weeks. To be honest with you, we got some checks that are coming through from some work that we've done, and I'd say the next checks that come through in the next few weeks, we're gonna use that. I'm actually getting a computer myself, and the one that I have, which is a fairly new computer, still under Apple Care and all of that. Actually, I'm gonna send it to the Apple Store and have it cleaned up, and speak with Neo about that too. And then we're gonna send off that for Sakenya. So we got Lizzie's. Sakenya needed one, so that'll take care of everything because he really can't get too much stuff done with the setup that he's got right now, and it actually is long overdue, to be honest with you. So that at least takes care of the technology side of things. Also, Noel was working on the I kind of got on the devs a little bit this past week because Lizzie and Noel have been working on some projects and they kind of been dragging their feet on them a little bit, at least from what I think. Maybe they haven't, you know what I mean? But I do know that when we pay people to do stuff, like, I mean, we could be founders and take weeks or months to do stuff, but when we're paying people to do stuff, we kind of want it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mind the fact that they're learning along the way because we can provide a buffer between them and their clients to say, oh, well, because, you know, perception is reality. So just the fact that they've only been developing for a few months, a lot of people take that seriously, and they should. But the ones that have been developing for a few months in our dev team, we got enough people around them that we can nurture them. That if they do get caught between a rock and a hard place, we can move rocks around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Noel has been working on a project for Living in Gray, Jonathan, and Lizzie too. I paired with Lizzie this past week, and it sort of felt more like she wasn't prepared, and more like I was teaching her during that space as opposed to us getting work done, and she knew it too. And so now she's been like kind of like brushing up on her skills and stuff like that because she just wants to contribute. Because I told her straight up, I was like, hey, you know, I don't mind sitting there teaching you and all that stuff, but you don't have to take a pay cut if we do that. She didn't like that. She didn't like that at all. So now, but the reason why is because that held up some development over the past couple of weeks. And the reason why I'm even talking about it is because then people like Sakenya start feeling it, because really the work that Noel did on the Hot or Not app in the past few days probably should have been done maybe a couple of weeks ago. So then, him and Noel are kind of QAing that thing. We don't really want Sakenya, any one of us, including Sakenya, founder, to be sitting there twiddling their thumbs waiting on something to happen. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah. I mean, because I'm on the dev channel, and, like, I'm trying to,
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So, like,
okay.
Probably about a quarter of the stuff, I have no clue what y'all talking about, but, I mean, I'm learning by osmosis.
Right.
So, like,
that's how Noel and Lizzie learn how to be developers, Sakenya.
So, but, like, I'm not. I guess, like, my question is, how does like the stuff that you guys are working on tie into, like, where does, like, SneakyHead, like, begin, and, like, I guess, like, the stuff that you guys are doing, like the little side projects.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So that's a great question. So I'll be real with you. The side projects are only around because it's work that last year I would have said no to because I wouldn't have had any help on, but I can say yes to because we have people that can do the work. Really, it's people contacting me and wanting to get work done, and then I say, yeah, we can get it done, and have some people go out and do some help. Like Noel might do some research, Gabby might go out. I mean, really, like some research, some development. Robert, like he'll help out on like a Neil's wife, the guy who just joined, the one who runs Neo. His wife had a project called The Yams, and it was like that took Robert and DeMonte and Lizzie and Noel and Jonathan even to really work on that project and get it across the line. Another one like Sneaker Shouts, Sneaker Shouts, that one is a little more internal, I guess. But that one, like Noel and DeMonte and Lizzie even are working on that project right there. And the reason why they're working on those is because the more projects they can work on, it's almost like, imagine if you woke up one day and you had 36 hours instead of 24 hours. And if you can get those 12 hours to have somebody else do the work for you, then at least you got people around you that can help out on the SneakyHead project without pay, because they all have said we can help out on SneakyHead without pay. So the way that I said it was, if it's any plates that come around that we can eat off of, I'm definitely going to expose them to you. That's where it all started from, and that's what's actually been driving the most money as far as, you know what I'm saying? Because they all probably work no more than 5 to 10 hours a week, and their pay is like anywhere from $35 to $50 an hour. But as my mentor told me, you never pay someone $1 unless they're directly working on something that's making you money.
Yeah.
And so now that said, they've been working a ton on side projects, but not so much on the SneakyHead side of things. And a lot of that has to do with us and really us being focused. And like we said before, a year ago it was just us having great ideas, but us dragging our feet. But I was okay with that because I was like, heck, all we need to do is just find a bunch of people. Shit, I can go to NYU and grab 10 interns right now and have people working on projects. But there's this thing called the Mythical Man Month, which really says you can't have 9 women make a baby in 1 month. So sometimes throwing warm bodies at a problem makes it go slower, actually.
I'm with you.
So I don't know if that answers your question, though, but I guess really what you're trying to figure out is, okay, how do I know when they're working on the side projects and when they're working on SneakyHead-related items? And maybe that could be as simple as a better understanding of Trello boards and really, I guess you're trying to just look at and say, well, what's the side project so I know what I don't necessarily need to look at, and what's the things that I need the dev team to be doing SneakyHead related. And that's something that you can even help drive yourself with Jonathan's help, Sakenya, because Trello, we try to make Trello to be our source of truth. We all could use it better, but really if we have cards and stuff like that in there laid out, as long as we keep a cadence, like a week-to-week cadence, at least you can see what's being done and all of that stuff. That's what we really use as a source of truth. I know you've been in there a few times and stuff, but maybe you could be in there, or if you ever need any help with it, Jonathan, or if you ever open up Trello and say, I'm confused, then that just means that we need to clean up the boards that we're messing up with. Like that, it's really that simple.
Yeah, because I think I got 3 boards on my Trello. I got the Design Sprint, iOS app, and product.
Right. And so we haven't really needed to do much in the design sprint regard of things because there's nothing new that's really been created. But what we do when things like, say, websites come up or anything that's directly user-facing, that's usually when the design sprint comes about.
Okay.
And now for the product, that's all stuff that's, whether it be the Hot or Not app or the API that we use to cook and get shoes and all of that stuff. And that's why I'm not, so like me, I guess I would be a CTO role where you have like chief technology, where you have you're over all of the things the dev team does, or I am rather. And then I'm always getting on Robert, Noel, and Lizzie and all of that. And I'm like, look, guys, if you guys are doing any work, it has to be a Trello card assigned to that work, or else nobody in the group knows what the fuck you're doing. You're off in a whole programming somewhere, and you got a whole bunch of people like, what's going on? I don't know who's working on what. So in past week, they've been doing a lot better at doing Trello cards and all of that stuff, because then at least you don't have to look at code. You can just look at Trello.
All right. So I guess like my question is, so I know we said that like we're going to be selling information, and like, or that's pretty much where it's not about like getting sneakers for people.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
like,
side effect. That's a side effect. We can get sneakers, but Chris made a good point. He said if we set ourselves up like that, now we're in the same space as the bots and the resellers, and then it's an arms race, and that's usually a race to the bottom. Oh well, you guys got 10 Yeezys, but they got 11 Yeezys. It's like, oh fuck, like
yeah.
we really don't. Do we really want to even be in that space? And I thought we might have maybe say 6 months ago, but I don't think we want to be there, because there's people like Sneaker Shouts and all of that are like, oh man, you guys provide us so much value because you help customers buy stuff from us quicker just by some of the stuff you guys are developing. You know what I'm saying?
So how does that, and like maybe it's just my ignorance on the whole like development part, but like, so like how does like developing like API for like Adidas and like Nike and being able to get into the sneaker website, how does that help our information, or does that just help us get into shoes?
That'll help our information. That goes along. Well, that's a great question. So there's two things about it. There's okay, right. There's two things about it. What I'll do here, if you're in front of a computer, right, Skinny?
Nah, I'm doing everything on my phone.
Oh no, that's all good. So usually you have to at least have a URL or a link or something like that where you think a shoe's going to be, but it's just really trying to think one step ahead of the vendor. So like if Nike's about to put a shoe up, there's some different pages that you go to that are just data. They're not really like web pages, and they might provide information like so when the shoe becomes available on the site, they'll start putting product information about it up. So there's different phases. Say like right before a shoe releases, there's product information that'll go up like a day or two before. That's, if we have machines sort of always watching for that, that starts telling us that, oh, there's a new product that they got in their inventory. That means they're about to sell something or something like that before they even put up the page or a countdown or anything like that. So how that can be valuable to us in the group is if we can start, like, we're really trying to research it, like the R&D side of things. So the process is we might get an inkling like, oh, well, they're releasing shoes this way or that way. So that we do some R&D to see what we can automate. And automate meaning like instead of keep pressing refresh every second for the next 5 days of our life, have some computer do that and let us know when something's changed on that page. That would be like, I guess, a monitor, if you will, right? Yeah. And then that piece, a real nice way to package that up would be once the research and development is done, then to have it be a way that a bot can tell us that information while we're sleeping inside of the Slack channel. Like that's when really it all comes together. So that's the information side of things. Then there's these other links that as long as you have a product ID, you can go and check out in the cart. But every single site does it a different way. So what the API does is that it just automates that whole entire process. And when somebody does want to get a shoe, we have, number one, the information to the shoe. That satisfies companies like Sneaker Shouts, right? Just even getting the information that a new shoe is up, like Sneaker Shout scooped the whole fucking internet with that restock information. Like the whole, nobody had that restock. We were the first ones to come up on last week's restock info. And then we were able to pass that to Sneaker Shouts, and they were able to put that out there. So that's some with some development and also Evan having some insider information, and that that's no different than Wall Street really. It's a mix of development and insider information without getting in trouble. And then basically, once you got the information, you should be able to check out. That's the second hard part, is being able to check out, because that's when you have all of these assholes that like to take down entire sites because they make 1,000 requests in a second. When we're more like, if that shoe releases at 10 a.m., at 10 a.m. in 1 microsecond, we're making a request. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what the API does, and that comes from with Zach. And I talked to him for like an hour today. That Zach said a long time ago, like, yeah, we could sell information and like be the good guys in the sneaker community, but we might want to dibble and dabble in what he calls the dark side a little bit. That's just like automating sneaker purchases. So if there's 20-something, let's be real, we all like kicks. If there's a handful of people who like kicks, it might take me talking to Trillist in Miami to get Chris his Supra or his Supreme Jordan 5s, or it might take us using our API or like some code we've written to yank off some Yeezys off a Nike site, like I did with Robert's Yeezys that he's about to get this upcoming week. But the thing that I do know is that we don't have the technology to scale to get like 100 Yeezys this weekend. Or maybe we do, but we just haven't done it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess have we gotten kicks before using these technologies like the API and plus just our insider information? Hell yes. Like, actually, the past few months, we've been hitting more home runs than misses, to be honest with you. But that's internally with our internal group of like 20-something people. So that's really what that technology does. It allows us to give information out that the sites don't really expose too much, or not the way we'd like them to, and it allows us to get enough information that we know what the unique ID of that item, that product is, like your social security number, and then throw that through a cart for the respective sites, and hopefully a shoe pops out the other end.
Okay. But no,
what are your questions? What are your questions and your thoughts from that?
No, I mean, like, I think that was just my question of like, what are we doing? I mean, because with the, like, I know, like, there's like, it's almost like two-pronged. I mean, like, we have the technology to get shoes, but like, it's not on the grand scale of, okay, somebody's going to download the app and like so they can get shoes. That's not what we're doing.
Right, and then we could in the future, but for now, the only thing that we probably want to get, let's be real, we can have them download something. A lot of tech companies, they work like this. You throw them some fluff, some free lollipop like at the bank, because all you really want to get from them is their email address, because then at least you have a contact.
Yeah.
So now, as far as like what are we doing, Chris made a good point. It's like we're at the level now, man. We're not just the 8 founders dicking around in the Facebook chat channel. Like, we actually have a lot of people that have a lot of great ideas, but that's a double-edged sword. So, I ask myself that question every day. What are we doing? And I'm starting to learn that it's okay. It's okay to not know the overall answer, as long as you can answer the questions on, say, some cadence, like a week-to-week basis or whatever. So maybe it's not. Maybe we shouldn't think so much as far as like what are we doing from the 100,000-foot view, but maybe like what are we doing this week? Maybe we don't want to make success that big of an elephant to chew. Maybe it's like, well, what if we just wanted to do something on a weekly basis? What are we doing this week? What are we doing next week? I think we would actually see success a lot sooner than if we tried to do it from like a, like a whole total Microsoft take over the world kind of thing.
Okay, I'm with you. I mean, I just saw that Borzu uploaded, like, I guess, like the icons for the app.
Huh? What was this?
In
Just
the Founders
now?
channel.
Just now?
Yeah, I guess we've picked the logo. We all kind of like voted on it the other day. So
awesome. So then there you go, Jonathan. It seems like your job's easier for Friday, right?
Yeah, a lot easier.
I can dig it. It's something. That's the best part about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I rock with it. I mean,
I rock with it because it's something. It's a bonfire that we all can huddle around, even if the bonfire changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's real dope then. So so those are the icons and stuff like that. That looks great with the wood and all of that, but we're probably going to need some black and white versions. So here's what we'll need. And Jonathan, hopefully you can get this from Borzu or wherever these logos came from. We're going to need a grayscale black and white version of the logo. Make sure you put vector next to it, and as large as possible. And that, because one thing I do know is when you start a business, the logo should look good in color or on black and white on a lawyer's letterhead. So we need a black and white version of it because that'll be able to help us do all of these cool little eye candy things that the designer is clearly showing off with. It all starts with just a black and white logo. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So we need that because then we can start incorporating it into all our things. Honestly speaking, SneakyHead.com just has a white page on it right now. I'd stick that logo right there in a big-ass image right on the page. I wouldn't even put a coming soon or any of that bullshit. I'd just put that right there and just leave it at that. I wouldn't even have a link to do anything.
Yeah, like I would like watermark it and like just in the background the whole page.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, Sakiya. So that's good there. So Chris will be happy about that. I think we all are happy about that. And so Sakiya, if you say what are we doing, then between now and next week, you're starting to see our cadence, which always could be faster, but could be slower too. We could be doing nothing, and I'm sitting here staring at a logo that looks fairly beautiful, and I think that we're doing good. We should be proud of that.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is like I wanted a logo that I could like throw on a shirt and people are gonna ask me questions about it. That's not gonna look whack.
Oh, okay. So see, I didn't like it as much before, but I kind of like the shoes in the brain a little better now because then if somebody asks a question with a sneaky head, and I don't even sit there and be like, you don't see the shoes, and then they stare at it so hard and be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Does it make sense?
Exactly.
So it's not confusing, but it's intriguing.
Like even without the words on the bottom of it, it's still a good logo. You don't need the words for it to for it to resonate.
Although I don't want to be a dick about it though. Maybe, and you all have to help me with this because I'm left-handed. So maybe I'm just thinking about it backwards. What if we flipped it so the dude was looking to the right?
Yeah.
What difference? I mean, to me, it's like I don't.
Does it make a difference?
Yeah, I think it makes a pretty big. I think it look weird.
Oh, really? So you think it looks better with the dude looking to the left?
There was one that he had to do a dude looking to the right. And for some reason it didn't look. I don't know if it was just because I didn't like that particular logo.
Right.
But I know the dude the dude looking to the left I liked.
That's awesome. So then, and really, once we have the large vector logo, Jonathan, that's just, I mean, I can do that in 5 seconds in Photoshop to see if we like it or not. The thing is, we have something that we can say done.
Okay.
Nice. You like that, Sakiya? You happy?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like I'm ready to throw it on a sweater and like rock the jump.
Awesome.
Shit.
Well, then the next thing would be after that. And that's what I'm talking about right there, Sakiya. When you want to sit back and say, okay, well, what are we doing? Do exactly what we want to do. So what you just said right there, link up with Borzu. Be like, yo, we got the logo now. The logo looks fucking fresh. How do we put that on a T-shirt or a sweater or a hoodie or something like that? Start getting some prototypes out with Borzu. We got the budget for that, Sakiya.
Yeah,
if you get 4 or 5 hoodies or 8 hoodies with SneakyHead logo on it or whatever, we definitely got the budget for those joints. I don't think we got the budget for 80 or even maybe 10 or 20, but we definitely got the budget to get a handful just so you can start rocking them joints, man. You know what I mean? Like you're a founder. Just like even with Jonathan, like I always say, like if a decision is made and it's anywhere around $100 or something like that, like just make a decision. And if that's something you want to do, like you just clearly said, and I want to rock a hoodie with that joint or a sweater or something like that, then the next thing I would ask if I was a king is, Who do I know in the group that can make me a beast ass T-shirt or hoodie or sweater? Borzu runs a company in DC that's what they do.
That'll probably be Borzu right there.
And then you, Kenya, you link up with Borzu and say, okay, we can sit and think about hoodies and shirts, but you see how low our logo took. What's the best thing for us to do to get this thing done and out the way, and just let's ship it off to the printer? You know what I'm saying? And then own that. So I guess as far as MIAs go, you want that to be an MIA between now and next week. Let's get a couple of hoodies or shirts or whatever. And that's not even something that you have to expose to the entire group, even so, Kenya. You can expose it to the founders, but that's where the confusion comes from. Because if you drop in general, I'm about to go get these hoodies made with SneakyHead and all of that, then there might be somebody I guarantee there'll be somebody in the group like, okay, are we selling T-shirts now or sweaters? And because they wouldn't get it from that high of a level.
Yeah.
So is that something that you that you want to own?
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. So you and Borzu figure out, I don't know, just the first couple pieces of apparel, but we're not gonna make too many because here's one thing I do like. Would I make shirts and sweater or whatever or apparel with SneakyHead on it? Yes. Would I sell it? Hell no. There's this dude, man, named he's in the fashion industry. There's this dude named Ass Pizza. Literally. His name's Ass Pizza. This dude is he's 18 years old. He's got hair probably all the way down half his back. Looks like one of them old school heavy metal rockers. But he's heavy Supreme hype beast, one of those dudes that'll spray paint a shirt and rock it, be like, this is fashion, all of that. But here's one thing I do know is that him and his crew, they're all of the models for Kanye's Yeezy Season 2. Him, Ian, Ian Connor and Lucas Sabat, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those two kids, they fucking wild too. So Lucas from Paris, Ian's from Harlem. But so they do a lot of the streetwear fashion industry and stuff like that. And this guy Ass Pizza, he makes T-shirts and all type of art and everything, but his stuff resells on eBay for thousands of dollars. Just some 18-year-old kid floating the streets of New York City. And he said, what I love is, and why my stuff's so coveted is because I don't sell it. It's I just make stuff and I give it to the right people. And I appreciate just going on eBay and seeing what it could be worth just from what people are selling my things for. If you take one of my items that I give you, you want to resell it on eBay, that's perfectly fine. I'm not giving you 10. I'm giving you your own. And if you want to resell it and then all of a sudden that price go up to $1,000 for a shirt, then good for you. And that also tells me what my stuff is starting to be worth now, or at least what things that are not accessible cost. So I do like that model. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that killed Ed Hardy is when they started selling it in Burlington.
They were selling the what?
Remember Ed Hardy when everybody was rocking?
Yeah,
Ed
I saw
Hardy?
some girl from Virginia Beach. It must be a Virginia thing. I saw a girl from Virginia Beach was rocking an Ed Hardy hat on today, and she fine as hell too. But she had this Ed Hardy hat on, and it took 2 points off from her. Yeah, and I was just damn, at least give it 10 years to retro or something like that. But so where do you see where Ed Hardy jumped the shark? So we know not to do it.
The same thing when everything jumps the shark. I mean, people get greedy. I mean, when Iceberg. I mean, when stuff when people want to make it too accessible, so everybody you can sell it in Burlington or you're going to when AND1 started selling stuff in Walmart. I mean, nobody wants it because it's too accessible.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I mean, I'll try to. I mean, I just want to rock the SneakyHead joint for the same reason that Kanye wears all the ugly season 2 joint, because that's
exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And when people say, "Yo, where can I buy one of those shirts? Where can I get one?" And to be like, "Well, we don't sell it. You have to get one given to you." And then they say, "Well, then how can I get one given to me?" And then immediately that opens up the door for marketing.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Okay,
so
let's get it.
Worst, we can make it a raffle. Once the website goes up, every 1,000. Once we get 1,000 people, you do a raffle and you get a SneakyHead sweatshirt or whatever.
Nice. So what I would say, so can you find a what do you think is good for now? What are those sweat hoodies that? Because I'm wearing one right now. The ones that have like hand pockets and they have a zipper down the front, but it's a hoodie and it's made out of sweatshirt material. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I don't know if it's that. I'm just saying that because I'm wearing one now, or if it's a true sweater, or a sweatshirt, or a hoodie. I don't even want to think about that stuff. You and Borzu figure that stuff out and just get like I don't know, get a few or whatever you think is right, man. But make sure
Get like 8 for the founders at least.
Make sure you get good quality joints though. Like I don't mind spending a little extra on some good quality joints. Yeah. And then just like let's just roll some out, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you think you can do that?
Yeah, I got it. I know
awesome.
A few, I got a few vendors that I can check out. So
awesome, and definitely keep Borzu in the mix with that because I noticed we can be really successful and go off and do our own things. But what I would recommend though, and I don't recommend shit, Jonathan. But what I recommend is that to never go off on your own island and be doing something by yourself. We got 20-something people in there. Like we should always be pairing with somebody to finish out an idea, or else we just get stuck. Like plus, why would we not share that knowledge and that information? So I say, well, work with whoever you want to with it, but work with Borzu, and let's try to have something at least something that we can ship out of order by this 18th, which is 7 days from now.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say that is because we have a card specifically for SneakyHead, and that joint is maxed out as of right now, and the next billing cycle is on the 18th.
Hey, no problem.
Awesome.
So by the 18th, get the vendor, and then we can look at.
Yeah, by the 18th, have the vendor ready. Have the design. We already got the logo, and it shouldn't be no more than sticking a logo onto a piece of apparel. So really, the only hard work you guys got is who's gonna print it. Borzu definitely can handle that, and plus always have an option. So Borzu's starting to learn that. He was like, I can do all of this stuff, but I'm like, hey, look, it's always good to have two options because one's always better than the other, even if it was the original. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And finding just a good quality shirt. Like, that AACA, the African American College Alliance sweatshirt I got?
Yeah.
I fuck with those sweatshirts from back in the 90s and all of that so hard because I have yet to see a sweatshirt that's as good as quality as the ones that they use to make those sweatshirts.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So if we can find something like that type of quality.
Okay.
All right. And it just let's just say by a week from now, let's have pricing down and how much the whole thing is going to do, and then because we want to be able to tell Jonathan at next week's call, like, here's the information, let it fly, and then Jonathan's got the card info, and we can go from there.
Okay, just like remember, guys, I'm gonna be back on like Cali time. Like I'll be behind, a couple hours behind you guys, so just keep that in mind.
All right, no problem.
All right,
no problem at all. Okay, that's good. That's not a problem. And then also, please keep up with Noel, even if you got to poke him a bunch of times. But I would just at least poke him in the dev channel, and if it's a little too confusing in the dev channel, then we might have to have a hot or not channel that we just talk specifically about the app. Because I'm starting to learn that having different channels for ideas is better than confusing people with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Because what I like to do is, and Noel is Noel and Lizzie, are they the right ones for the team? Absolutely. Is everyone always hitting home runs 24/7? Nope. So we kind of run into a little bit of a rut where our team, some of our best batters didn't really hit home runs this past week or so. But just take that into consideration, Sakenya, and let's just get back on the ball with the Hot or Not app, because he did actually get a lot of progress done on the Hot or Not app, I'd say, in the past couple of days, and it actually looks really good. But I kind of blew him off a little bit just because I didn't even want to hear it and deal with it. I just had other things that I was working on.
Okay, yeah. I'll hit him up.
Yes, please do. And that'll be great. So that takes care of that. And Jonathan, are we missing anything, man? I feel like I'm rambling. I want to give a couple minutes to let you talk. We can say our goodbyes.
I think you pretty much ran through everything. Let's see. If you think about anything else. No, I think a logo, website. Yeah. So
And
like we're
really,
trying to have
Jonathan,
like.
it should be the way we have our channel set up with these calls. It should start to be as simple for you from operations point to be able to look at all of the channels and just a whole list and have an overview and say, this check. What do we need for that? What do we need for that? Nothing, nothing, nothing. What do we need for that? And I think that could be a good cadence for you or not. That's just the way that I would look at it.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Because just like there's like 20-something channels, 21 to be exact. So, and you got to operate all of them. So I would figure we have channels there for a reason, but there's some that might not need to be there. Like, so for instance, there's an SKACLZSGNLBZ. Get rid of that shit. And there's also the Yams. You can archive that one. And there's also Flynet's release. You can definitely archive that one. And there's also I think that's good. I think that's good for now.
You said Flynet?
Yeah, there's a Flynet's release channel. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay, I'll archive.
Yeah, so that's the thing you don't know, King. There's like dozens of channels that you aren't even part of, man.
Yeah, when you said 21, I was like, what?
Yeah, man. There's like tons. If you could only see what Jonathan and I see, man.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why we went to Slack. See, Slack may still be a touch confusing for some of y'all, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, you should be thanking us that we aren't on Facebook anymore.
Oh, I'm hella happy that we aren't on Facebook no more.
That place is the ghetto for trying to do what we're trying to do here, man.
Yeah, actually, I think you might have access to that Flynet's channel because I don't see it on mine.
Really? Oh, that's just miserable. Hold on for a second. Then there's advanced options, leave channels, channel. Yeah, see, this is weird. I'm supposed to be an administrator, and I don't know how to get rid of stuff. But there should be a way, Jonathan, that you can actually have access to everything. If you don't have admin rights to add and remove channels, then something's wrong.
Wait, it's because I'm on my profile, so I need to go on the SneakyHead profile.
Exactly. And while you're there, you should give yourself admin privileges.
Well, I do have admin privileges. I gave myself admin privileges like 5 months ago.
And you still can't. I don't know. Maybe because SneakyHead created it. So you might want to go and log in there when you want to do cleanups on a weekly basis or whatever, and then just leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, I think we pretty much went through like everything. So we just need to have things. Logo is good, so we're set out on the logo now. I'm cool with that. Yeah, definitely get that website working. Just like Sakini, I just hit up Borzu if you want to get some T-shirts done. Pretty much it. And we got the dev team. What are we doing this weekend? So Noel, how's the app going with Noel?
Which app?
He's hitting me up right now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, that's what I like. That's fast.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, because last week, like a week or two ago, he had showed us a couple things. Yeah, hopefully after we get the website up, probably have the app done too. Be really tight.
Which website and app? What do you mean?
Well, the website, our website.
We don't even need that, bro. I keep trying to tell you, man. We just got to keep on doing what we're doing, at least for now, because here's the website. Take that logo we got right there, and as Kenya said, stick it on a big-ass watermark on the page and keep it moving to the next week.
Okay. All right. Let's do that then.
You know,
Okay.
I'll have Lizzie stare at it long enough until she gets pissed off that it's just a logo on it, and then let her loose on it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
because we still have things like the request process, all of that stuff. Like there's still that's still things that are on the plate, and so when people are like, well, what are we doing and stuff, it's like we have enough to do. Like I kind of got in a little bit of a back and forth with Evan a little bit in the API room. And, I told Evan straight up, I was like, look, bro, we have, if I'm not mistaken, we're at around 200 Trello cards right now. And 90% of those Trello cards, 180 of them, have been primarily looked at by either myself, Robert, or Jonathan. And it's not to say that Sakenya hasn't even been there doing stuff, or Borzu. But the thing is like, instead of us trying to figure out more of what we should do, we have everything documented inside of Trello as a source of truth. And maybe it's really a situation of just going into a house as junky as hell and trying to figure out where things go.
Yeah.
Because every single idea we've ever talked about has been discussed multiple times, but just in different ways. And I bet you there's a Trello card for it.
Okay. Hey, well, for the kicks request, like, what time should we have all the requests in?
I'll tell you what. I don't know the answer to that, but I will tell you the first thing we need to do better at with it, or do less of, is less talking about conversations that aren't kicks requests in the kicks request channel. And I know it's hard because the minute somebody makes a request and somebody gets, somebody triggers something in their brain, they're like, I don't like those. Oh, I do like those. Oh, you see the leather on those? It just becomes a clusterfuck in there.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time it's happened.
So then that means instead of telling people what we don't want, why don't we show people what we do want? And let's see here. I bet the farm, if you go in a design sprint, there is a kicks request. There's a kicks request for the design sprint that we still have. And there's this image for it on what we request from people for the kicks request. And I bet you it's like make, model, and size or something like that. And that's all that needs to be in that kicks request channel.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll throw it out like in general. I'll just talk to Robert first and see like what time he needs those requests in. So it's not too hard on him.
I see. So that's a good thing too. Here's something we're gonna need from Noel too, and I don't know. I guess you could put that. That might be it. I don't know if Noel's in the API room or not. I think he is. No, he's actually not in that room. Maybe that's probably a dev channel concern. Jonathan, and I mentioned to him before, I think Noel's been a little bit overworked, to be honest with you. You know how I am. I'll tell you what went down. He been all lovey-dovey with his girl the past month or so, and his work been slacking, son. I'm trying to tell you. Noel got paid last month, and next thing I know, this nigga goes out going on World Series baseball games, all that stuff.
I was like, look at Noel boo loving out this joint.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, Jonathan. I always joke around because I'm single, but I don't knock it at all. But I do know straight up. I was like, look, bro, after you got paid and then you got all loved up with your gal, I just know the past couple of weeks I've been sitting here like, yo, ain't no work going on. Straight up with him. And so he was real about that too, because I told him straight up, I was like, I know your work's slacking, bro, but here's what we need from Noel, and he's really the only one that can do it. Because I guess, and I learned a lot about myself too, and how not to go off at the handle with people when I want things. Like Noel worked on something for like a week, and then it still wasn't done, and I just sat down over the weekend and took 2 hours and just did it myself. And I guess instead of being mad at him for him taking 10 hours to do something that took me 2 hours, I guess I want to figure out how I can show him how to do it in 2 hours, because that's really where the difference that we have between working for a company that's fucking shitty as hell is that instead of somebody being on your ass all the time on what the things you do wrong, why don't you take the person that knows how to do it but might not have the time to do it and show them how to do it. So I learned that about myself this past week, because I blew Noel off a bunch this past week, to be honest with you, and I could have not necessarily done that, but he should feel that heat because he's getting paid good money to do some good work. And I say that to say this: we need to be able to take to that request channel process, the one that's in the design sprint, Jonathan. It's like a pretty red website or whatever. We can update it with the SneakyHead logo, the new one, and all of that. But that's just sizzle. The stake is we need to do the same process within the Kicks request channel, and that will kill all that noise, because we should be able to have SneakyBot say, I can't understand your request the minute somebody starts talking about something that's not a request.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's something that he might be able to accomplish between now and next week, but definitely has to be done by the following week after that. Because I could sit here all day and say, yo, I don't like people talking about stuff that's not requested in the request channel, but that's a negative thing. The positive would be show somebody how you want them to talk in the request channel, and if that's the case. Or else then we just become the assholes, right?
Yeah.
So I guess
what
the question
do you
is
think,
how.
Sakenya?
I mean, like, I agree. I mean, the request channel should just be. I mean, before like the actual kicks request, but like, how does that work? So let's say I'm like Joe Schmo, and I'm like, say, okay, I want these new phones that's about to drop. I want the pearls that's about to drop.
Right.
So okay, I say pearl foam size 14, and then what comes after that? What's the next steps?
Well, that's the thing. You're saying you're Joe Schmo, and I think that's why the confusion is because you're assuming you're Joe Schmo. You should assume that you're Sakenya Welch, and you just know that you dump in a request in the request channel. What that'll allow us to do is that'll actually allow us to take all of those requests that come in through that gets pumped directly to SneakyBot and put it in a database. So at least we can start having intelligent information, like people like yourself, people like Evan, people like Zach, people like Jonathan even, can say, oh, I can just go to this spreadsheet right here and see what all of the requests were over the past week and sift through this stuff.
So does that mean that I am going to get okay? So like the last, I think the last thing I wanted that I requested from the channel were those purple tape deodors.
Right. They still haven't released again. That's the crazy part about it, right? But so now the thing is that now look at that. You're reminding me that you requested those shoes. To whereas if you would have told, if there was a mechanism for you to tell SneakyBot about it and then get written into a database or a spreadsheet or something like that, we can at least open up a request spreadsheet and say, here's all the requests we're able to satisfy, here's all the requests we weren't able to satisfy. Oh, shit, I just remembered Sakenya was looking for those deodorants without you having to remind me 2 months later. Because let's just be clear, we're still in the process of manually taking requests. Like, we're using technology and tools to cook on the sites and everything, but we're still manually taking requests to figure out the pattern so we can automate that. Because that's the thing. We're building custom technology here. Like, literally, Sakenya, like, we're on the cutting edge of technology that we're building. Like, we build shit. Like, it's no different than what Apple would do. And when you're building technology and have a technology company, you have to be able to recognize the patterns that humans do in order to even automate anything. Because computers are actually stupid. They're not very smart, but they're really good at picking up on patterns.
Yeah.
But we just have to give it some pattern. Like, pattern is make, model, size. If we put in my favorite lunch place, then the computer should look at you like, cannot compute. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And that's kind of what's happening in the request channel now, is that anything kind of can fly in there. And it doesn't matter if people can talk really, or talk about anything. It's the fact that I have to keep scrolling up to figure out what the requests were, and Slack removes messages that are older than 30 days. That's why we would need to do it, Sakenya. Because if there's a chance of somebody having a request that lasts longer than 30 days, we would never be able to satisfy that request unless we paid Slack thousands of dollars a month.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
So what are your thoughts there? That's just my ideas, man. I mean, honestly, Sakenya, we can do anything. So really, it's what do we want to do?
I mean, I think that, I mean, I guess that's still the question of.
We're talking
like,
about the context is
just,
request channel.
I mean, I guess my thing is like, are the requests like things that like people are actually going to try to fulfill, or we're using it for information's sake to see like, okay, this is what people want, and like we're archiving that for information.
I say all of the above, because at the end of the day, my man, it makes a lot more sense when you look at who the group is for. And right now, we are the guinea pigs, all 25 of us, or 24, whatever it is. We're the guinea pigs. So we have to really figure out what we like and what we don't like, and what works and what doesn't work. Like what we're really sitting at, like Sakenya, it's like we're sitting on a 5 acre lot right now with a big ass pile of lumber, a whole bunch of tool belts, a crane, and a shovel, and we're sitting there like, well, I know some structure has to go up because that's the tools we have in front of us. Now, what are we going to build? That's really what's happening right now. We could build a mall, but we wouldn't start sending people to that mall right now because we don't even know what the stores are going to look like on the inside.
It's true. I'm with you.
So is that that handles the request channel, Jonathan? I know it's late where you are, man. Like, did we miss anything?
Nah, I really don't think we did.
All right. Well, even if we did, we'll figure it out next week, and I know we have enough to cover for the upcoming week. So, Kenya, what's your focus going to be coming up here?
I'm checking in with Borzu and to get the logo so we can start so I can get the apparel done just for.
And make sure that he gets a high resolution, or Jonathan, that's actually for you. Make sure you get a high resolution version of the logo. That's a vector image, and store that. Yeah, store that up in the cloud somewhere, whether it's Google Drive or whatever. And just send me the link to that.
Okay.
Oh, and also make sure that you talk to whoever needs to be talked to as far as expensing, with whatever it costed for that logo too. And we want to make sure we have that covered before the month's up.
All right. Well, what are we doing about 99 Designs?
Wasn't that it? It was $3.99. Wasn't it like $2.99 or $3.99?
Yeah, it was $2.99.
Yeah, so it was two. That's what I'm talking about.
No, okay, all right. Well, yeah, I'll get on that. Oh, well, totally unrelated. What about the Illuminati? We said it on the 15th, right? I know that's for the Death Channel.
It usually has to be paid by the 15th. I got a check coming in here or I have a check that I'm waiting to clear over the next, like I say, 24 or 48 hours that we're going to use to pay it. Please I don't care if you got to grab me by the freaking ears because I'll try to slack on that. To make sure that's taken care of by the 15th, or else they're going to start hounding us, and I don't want that to happen because it was harder to get in the White House to get them to get on board. And what Illuminati is, Kenya, it's a company that gives us like 11 million different IP addresses because Nike blacklists IP addresses from servers. That's one of their defenses against bots. But we have a service that gives us like 11 or 12 million different IP addresses from all around the world. We can actually pick the country we want the request to be coming from down to the city. So if Nike said we only sell to people in Manassas, then we can actually have an IP address spitting out from Manassas making a request to Nike. And we pay them, I believe our bill for them is $500 a month. That's the largest expense that we have as of right now. And we have the ability to satisfy every request in the sneaker, every request for every shoe online across the entire internet we can pump through this service and only pay $500.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me about the service. I didn't know the name of it, though.
Yeah, Illuminati. It's not Illuminati, but I still think it's funny every day that we had to sign a contract with them to really open up the gates. I don't know. I say my prayers every time. So that takes care of that. We definitely got to get them paid up for sure. And is there anybody else besides the dev work and everything? Is there any other bills that we got coming up, Jonathan? Or we can talk about that later, I guess. But that's it, right? Or
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like for now.
Hey, what's going on? What happened with the Nike contract? How is that going?
First of all, that actually doesn't doesn't release to the spring anyway, and they put out a release for proposal. That's how it works with them. Is that they put out a bid, and then people come with the release for a proposal and say that we can put this, that, and the third together. And and this is a wild assumption. Big corporations like that usually start bidding out towards the close of the year, of quarter four, as far as the work they want to get done for the following year, because then they have a fresh new budget come January. So I would be willing to guesstimate that it's a little bit hibernated, probably I'd say for the next month, like I still talk to them once a week about it just to kind of keep the fires burning. But I would say for the next month or so, there probably won't be any steam on it. But coming towards the beginning of the year, if it does come, if it or when it does come to fruition, that's when it'll start ramping up because they're looking to drop these shoes in the spring
Oh,
of 2016.
oh, Rashawn, Noel was asking me if there's like if we're gonna get an Apple Apple developers account for the team.
We could get an Apple's developer account for the team, but there is no such thing. So the way Apple works, well, number one is the act shaving. What that means is like it's easy to like. Sometimes we want to just add 2 plus 2 and get. Well, we want to get the. If you wanted to get to the number 4, I would say add 2 plus 2. But what humans often do sometimes is they say, okay, well, first we got 5,000, right? And then we divide that by 2. And then we divide, or first we got 5,000, we divide that by 1,250. And now we got 4. And it's just like, why the hell did you just add 2 plus 2? That's sort of what Noel's doing. That's the one thing about when you start off like knowing a new space. Like think when you were a freshman in college, okay, you overthink fucking everything. Like you overthink everything, and that's what Noel and Lizzie kind of. I'd say that's the one thing that they're always trying to conquer every day. He doesn't. He wants to get a developer account because Apple, for you to put an app in the iTunes store, you have to have a developer account, or you have to have a business certified license via Apple, which means you have to have a business license. You have to have this DUNS number, DUUNS. Jonathan, please find out what that is, if you don't mind. It's not an Apple thing. Apparently, it's like a business ID, tax ID kind of thing. Yeah, please write that down. Find out what a DUNS is, DUUNS. And so it's one or the other. And if you're a developer, every app you build will be considered, I guess, sole proprietor, which means that that's your personal income. If you're a business, and that's a business application. So, you know, if you were to get a developer account, that's $99. But we prefer to get it from a business way. That takes a little bit longer. But if Noel were to develop the How to Not app under his own developer account, or one of ours, say my own, then the app would always be registered as, you know, SneakyHead How to Not app provided by Rashawn Stovall or, you know, Noel. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So I say that to say this. We don't need no stinking developer. And Apple charges $99 for that, by the way. We don't need no developer's account. We can just keep building the app. And what Sakenya will need to do is, Sakenya, you have iTunes clearly, right? You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So Kenya will need to always get, there's this thing called an IPA file. So if it was a Word file, it would be a doc file, DOC. So just a file extension I'm talking about. There's an IPA file, and that is the file that's on an iPhone for what an iOS app is, quote unquote. It's just one packaged IPA file. And as long as Kenya has that, I can show him in a matter of seconds just how to really drag and drop it onto the apps when he plugs up his iPhone to the iTunes application. And then that's the same thing that as getting the app onto his phone. So he doesn't have to even get to the Apple store to get the app on his phone.
Okay.
What questions are there and how confusing was that?
I mean, I think I got it. Noel said that we're gonna link up at 7:30 tomorrow, and he said he's gonna walk me through how to get the How to Not on my phone. So I'm assuming he's probably talking exactly what you were saying.
That's exactly. See, you got it. So kid, you know, I'm telling you, man, don't put it past you, man. Like, it's never have the feeling of I don't know what's going on or I don't know who's talking about what. Because trust and believe, my friend. I bet you there's mad other people who sit there and say the same thing. But as long as you're part of it, the conversation, then you know what parts you want to fill in, and the things you don't know about, just ask somebody about it. That's why, or else why the hell do we have so many daggone people around us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, osmosis, man. You said the word earlier. So this is getting a little long-winded here. I think, at least for me, I feel like I'm rambling a little. And Jonathan, we good for the week?
No, we good for the week, man.
Awesome. So, Kid, we good for the week?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome, man.
All right.
Yo, Jonathan. Yo, thank you for your time, everybody. Jonathan, thank you, girl, for your time too.
Yeah.
Thank your wife for your time too.
Nah, we're good.
All right.
Awesome, my man.
All
Awesome,
right,
fellas.
man.
All right, guys.
Take
Peace.
care. Bye bye.
Peace.